How you guys doing? Today, Chao here on Third Movement, bringing the video to you guys. Bringing the podcast to you guys. We're gonna do our daily podcast that we've been doing daily for the last 3 days. Yay! 3 days of daily podcasting. How awesome has that been? All right, so today we got a pretty good show lined up for you. Today we're going to be talking about we're going to get into some current events. Heard a story about Kool-Aid that just really just made me laugh, and it may be an old story. I'm just hearing about it. We got tested in the streets in Baltimore. I want to get into the rest amongst the people in the division. We ain't gonna get too deep into it, but we're gonna vision in our culture. Is our televisions, the shows that we're looking at on TV, is that teaching you to worship the devil? There's a show called Childhood Ends. I heard from a Christian dude that does video on YouTube named Guns. Went this direction for a while, so just give me a more ammunition to get into what I want to get into with the main topic. And then if we have a little time, I want to get into some get into a couple news stories. Not in the way of good, bad, and ugly, but just see what's going on. All right, so first of all, how crazy is this story right here? Let's start this show off talking about Kool-Aid. Y'all remember Kool-Aid, right? Like, I grew up on Kool-Aid. I love Kool-Aid. Wait. You hear that? That's the squeaking chair. Say hello to Mr. Squeaking Chair. All right, so I guess the chair is just going to be a part of the show. He's going to let his voice be known. So we just got to get ready for the chair. But yeah, Kool-Aid. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. As I've been older, I've been making wiser decisions when it comes down to drinking. All the liquids that I put in my body. For me, it's strictly water now. I just absolutely love water, right? But then every now and again, the blue moon, it calls for a soda, or even a cold glass of Kool-Aid. So there's a story of these two dudes who end up shooting up the block, shooting up the hood over a glass of Kool-Aid. I'm going to try to pull this up. I had the story ready, but I started doing other stuff and I lost the story. But let me pull it up, because this is a hilarious news story, and I thought this would be just a great way to start out our day, talking about the sweet deliciousness of Kool-Aid. I've heard that stuff is really, really bad for you too as well. The reason why I don't drink it anymore is because I just don't. I try to watch my sugar intake. I'm a big guy. I have to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I haven't even been married yet, and I kind of want to stick around for that. I want to be able to do the things that God has me to do, and sugary drinks probably won't do that for me. Yeah. So, as of always, all my technology is always acting up when I need it the most. I don't know what's going on right now. Actually, I'm bringing the show to you very late, simply just because I was having a few problems with some internet this morning. And also, I want to get into, I want to look at those two shows for the main topic. But let me see if I can get through on my internet right now. Oh, it's working. It's working. So let me find this story. Let me find this story. Just like yesterday, if I have to edit some out, I'll edit some out. But I thought it was just hilarious. But then at the end of the day, it's something that we really need to talk about, because this kind of behavior amongst anybody is just crazy.
I just cannot believe it. When I found out about this, I said, no, absolutely not. This cannot be real. No one would ever do anything like this. But I was wrong. Kool-Aid. Something that's meant to be enjoyable.
Summertime and fun.
Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid. 5-cent drug mixture. What's up?
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid. Wednesday afternoon, this Brightmoor block was full of Kool-Aid smiles. But Tuesday night, not so much.
I've lived on this block over 20 years. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Some bad boys were hanging out on Lamphere in front of this old abandoned school building. There were a few other fellas in front of this house across the street. and there were some verbal blows being thrown from both sides.
The initial.
Believe this? The two young men pulled out their pistols and opened fire, but they both missed their intended target. They ended up hitting two other guys. One of the
Ridiculous thing to fight over, yeah.
Kool-Aid. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a Kool-Aid drinker for a long time. As the chair intervened, and I guess he got something to say about Kool-Aid. But I've been a Kool-Aid drinker for a long time. I've had some of the best Kool-Aid ever made. My auntie makes probably the best Kool-Aid in the family. I make a mean quart myself. Now, it has been a while since I made Kool-Aid. Since I made Kool-Aid. But when I used to be one of the ones that, I had some Kool-Aid just shoot over. But literally, they fought over Kool-Aid. Who makes the best Kool-Aid? And what we look at is yes, we can laugh at the story. The story is very hilarious. But let's go deep into this mindset, right? We live it in the culture, and I don't want to break it down too much. And I'm not a psychotherapist, and I ain't got no therapist degree, but I do want to break down this mindset. We live in a culture where we are defined by so many things that's outside of Christ. So many things define us. We're living in a culture where people are defined by something as little as Kool-Aid. They will shoot each other over Kool-Aid. Now, the best thing the most hilarious thing about this story was the people that got shot wasn't the two that was arguing. And I post on Facebook, if two people that I'm hanging out with is fighting over Kool-Aid, I need to be shot. Like, I should be picking better friends. If I can't do that, then I need to be shot. I deserve to be shot. Now, I'm not saying they deserve to be shot, but I know for me, I would deserve to be shot. It's a lot going on in this story behind the scenes that's just horrible. See, the reason why I wanted to do this story was to interject a little comedy in the show. I'm not going to lie about that. I did. I want to interject a lot of comedy in the show. This is who I am. I'm a little quirky dude. I'm a big quirky dude. I'm not little. Now, if you hear the background noise, I got a house full of people. School is out for the rest of the day. They decided to get out, let the kids out at 12. Around 12ish. So they said they wasn't gonna teach today, the full day. So all right, okay. So you may have some noise in the background, and I apologize. When I get a better mic, we can probably just fade some of that out. But going back to the story of the Kool-Aid, we cannot, and it's more deeper than the Kool-Aid. To be honest, it's deeper than the Kool-Aid. But we cannot miss what's going on in America. Let's find our definition as a church. Because people are fighting over more than just Kool-Aid. Cookies, pies. I mean, people are fighting over all this. And what it is it's how we see ourselves. It's our worth, our self-worth. As Christians, we should be living with a higher self-worth. But I'm not saying these dudes are Christians. Probably the last thing on their mind is Jesus. They pulling out guns. I don't know if Christians can get that gangster. I don't know if Christians can get that gangster, but I really want to just bring that story in for a little comedy, and then also to tell you, we really have to take a look at ourselves, and then we need to get the word of God out to people. If people around us like that, if we have people in our country like that that's ready to shoot over Kool-Aid, then the gospel ain't going out in this country. We need to stop all these trips across the water and start focusing on here. The infrastructure of America, everything about America is failing. It's not because of the government, it's because of the Christians. We are out. We're not out no more. We're not giving Jesus. We're not giving the light and Christianity. And this world is, not Christianity, but this world is turning to darkness. Apologize for the noise in the background again. But this is the best I can do, and I feel it's important that I do this podcast for two reasons. I want to be able to establish it, and I'm one of those dudes. If I don't do something consistently, I'm not gonna do it. I really believe in 30 days to 45 days before you build a habit. So I want this to become a habit. So I'm gonna focus on doing this every day for 30 days, once a day through the week, or weekly, daily. That behind the scenes people work to keep different movements. A couple that played WNBA ball. Now I've been following this story for a while. Um, I've been hearing for a long time that WNBA that's full it's just full of lesbians. It's full of women that love each other. And I mean that's a sport that has to have a lot of testosterone. Any sport, I believe, has to have a lot of testosterone. So it's gonna be a lot of that, right? So there's a couple, Brittany Griner and her wife, um, for lack of a better word, I guess. But they're getting a divorce now after only being. Matter of fact, they was only married before Brittany Griner wanted a divorce for like a month. Matter of fact, it was out there that they was having trouble before they married. And they was kind of like married to just kind of like prove that they wasn't having trouble. But they decided that they was gonna have a baby together. Now what that means is they need a donor to donate a baby to one of them, and she would have the baby, and it would be theirs. So now, fast forward, the baby is here and everything, and Brittany Griner don't want no more to be a part of that lady's life and the baby's life. So the judge told her for her to be able to have the divorce granted, she would have to have a test to prove that she's not the father. She's not the father. And we there's something wrong with that. There's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong with that, right? Now in the story, obviously the dude that donated the sperm, he cannot be he's not the father, he was just a donor. So he can no longer be accountable for that baby. So now we have a child that had two mothers, will likely probably have two mothers because the mother is homosexual. She's probably going to be looking for another partner, which would be a woman, and the baby may end up with two mothers. Now, I'm praying that somebody with the love and the power of Jesus, or operating in the power of Jesus, get to her and kind of get her away from that life, and that's somebody we should be praying for. But anyway, so we have that going on. We have that and when it first came that the homosexuals were gonna get married, that was one of the things that I questioned. I always say, okay, what about divorce? Okay, what about when they start building families? How is that gonna work? Right? As far as I know, now I've not did the study. Somebody could say something. But the guy, we brought you the story of the podcast a couple of days ago about the guy that went out and decided he didn't want to be a father no more. He wanted to be a 6-year-old girl. Like that actually was the story, right? But I don't know if he was forced to pay child support. He said he was a 6-year-old girl. Like when it comes down to the government, is he forced? Because he's not. If he's allowed to be a 6-year-old girl, then he's not old enough to pay for a child. He's under the age. Does that go into rape now? So I mean, these stories right here, these stories cannot be, these stories cannot be, what's the word I'm looking for? These stories cannot be pushed to the side. I cannot find this story anywhere of the WNBA players that are getting a divorce. I cannot find this story anywhere, but this is stuff that's going on and that we really need to highlight and let people know, right? Because Christians are being viewed as, okay, we didn't want them to get married. Oh, we trying to start that marriage, and some Christians, yeah, some Christians didn't want them to get married. For me, I didn't care, right? Who if they listen. If I can, for me, before they even get married, it starts in the bedroom. I'm sure they were sleeping with each other before they was even married, right? And then remember, the sin is that passion, that lust for one another. That's what a sin is. The sin is in the passion and the lust and the act of being with one another. So we can't. we can't let what's going on here not be something, because the church is taking a butt whooping over, especially with the homosexual and the power they're using through their money. So that's why this story right here was really really majorly important. I really wish that I really wish I could find a story. As I'm talking, I am going through Facebook and looking for the story, and I'm seeing all kinds of like Facebook. I'm gonna tell you, man. I always make sure at a certain point of time that I take me every 3 months I take me a month away from most of social media. I still do YouTube, because YouTube is it's way more controlling than what Facebook. YouTube, I can go and type in what I want to see. Facebook is kind of like what your friends are showing and everything. And I guess if you have nothing but Christian friends, it's gonna be pretty good. But to be honest with you, my Facebook is just so vast with so many people, and I just, a lot of times I just keep pushing. Sometimes I just have to take that break. So today is Pope Francis' birthday. Happy birthday to Pope Francis. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was yesterday. I'm getting that story. Yesterday was Pope Francis' birthday, so happy birthday to Pope Francis. All right, so we're going to move on in the show. Protesting in the streets. So, yesterday they found one of the cops that killed Freddie Gray down in Baltimore. It was a mistrial or something like that. And the people was in the streets last night, and maybe y'all are still in the streets protesting this. Now, it's two sides we can take of this, right? One side is saying, okay, he was a criminal, he deserved it. The other side is saying, okay, police shouldn't have that power to do that, right? Criminal or not. And for me, I'm not finna start a war over something I can't change. Like, I wasn't out that night. I wasn't out that day or that night. I didn't get killed. I didn't. It wasn't my body. Now, I'm not saying I don't care, because I do care. But what I'm saying is, we have to examine things. Are we at that point in America where we're so divided, where it takes protesting in the streets? Like, I thought as a people we were advancing, right? I thought as a people we were getting better. I thought without religion we would get better, because America is not religious anymore. We cannot forget that or run that over. We're not a religious people anymore. Now we got people in America like myself that are religious, that believe in faith. Now I want to touch this on religion just a little bit. Many people think religion is going to church and being obedient. That's not what religion is. Religion is looking out for the widows, the homeless, people in need, looking out for them, and then keeping ourselves holy, keeping ourselves pure, right? And the way we keep ourselves pure is by being submitted to Christ and His Spirit, right? So that's what religion is. So I'm a very religious person. I don't care how much people want to throw saying that the word religion. I don't care. Semantics. I'm not finna argue over words. So to the meaning of the word, I'm religious. But when you have slaves and you use Christianity to justify that, that's dog. Christianity don't justify anybody being in sin. Christianity don't justify people that's not people showing a hate and not love towards people. So when we was a Christian nation, there was a lot of dogma in America, and we cannot forget that. We cannot lose that train of thought. We can't lose that in our mind that there's dogma. But what's happening now is we America done lost their religion and fighting against dogma and religion, because we're being fought against. And we have not made a divide between religion and dogma. To be honest, we have not did that. So what's going on now is it's all just hitting the fan. Now, I did the teaching on light and darkness, on the light of man. Go check that out. I understand in America, when you take your light, when you blow the light out, it's like at night. I grew up in a small town, in a very wooded town, old town. Very small. I grew up in a trailer, paper trailer. It was double wide. It was made out of paper. This is when they was getting rid of the iron made trailers, and this is one of the first ones, the paper trailer. Now we lived in a very wooded area, so we always had problem with roaches. Even no matter how clean we kept our house, it was just there. It was just in the palmetto trees around us. It was just there, and roaches are attracted to paper. And when you turn the lights out in the daytime, we kept the house clean and everything. You've never seen roaches. But when you turn the light out, that's when it came out. Now, roaches could be very diseased, right? They ain't good. They can get in your food. They get all kinds of stuff, right? And they will be chaotic at night. Is when we turn the lights off. Another thing also got into the house was little mice. These wasn't rats, little mice, very little cute mice, is like the one that Michael Jackson would have been singing to. Look, what's his name? Ben. We had little Bens running around, and and at night they were running. We'd never seen them in the daytime. We never seen them in the daytime. And the dangerous thing about mice is, well, that's snake food. And like I said, we lived in a very wooded area, so we had to really, really stay on top of the mice. We would have snakes in the house. Now, God is good. We never had the mice problem never got out of hand, and we never got snakes. But it was the idea of when we turned out the lights, that's when these creepy things came out, and the destruction things. America, we turned out the light, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And the worse America get, because we are held at a higher standard. Listen to me now. I'm not saying that God is the barometer for God is America. I'm not saying this. That's the Middle East, Israel. That's what God people would be. It's the area that God people would be. But because of America holds the standard of the world right now, a lot of things happen here. It just travels. We are what's popular. We are what's the most popular thing around. If you heard that noise, that's the kids. They came into the room while I was recording. I already told y'all the kids are home, and they're gonna be home all next week, so it's gonna have a lot of that. But getting back to what we're talking about, Christianity, America is the most popular thing around, and unfortunately, a lot of people look up to us. So what we do is gonna just travel. It's just going to. And a lot of stuff that happened in America, we're gonna see it on a global level. A lot because it was predicted by Jesus. But a lot because it's mostly because it was predicted by Jesus. But then, like, there's that America. It's America. So with this unrest right here, my issue is, why can't we figure this out, right? We can't live in a world that's gonna say, okay, all black people are bad, or all black people that are living a certain way are thugs, or have this certain view. Unfortunately, the thing that hurts my heart about this, to break my heart about this, is when you go online and look at people who are reporting about spreads that's going to cleanse the body, that's going to make the body righteous. I'm so glad it's Jesus, because if he was come back today and see his body like this, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're so divided. We have so much hatred for each other. I'm talking about Christianity. Those who call themselves Christians, those who love Jesus, we have so much hate for each other. And it all stems from color. And that's sad. And that's scary. And that's horrible. I don't want to get too deep into this. Like I said, I'm not trying to bring division. I kind of want to be that voice that just open people up to say, okay, let's think about this. The next topic, we're going to end the current events with this topic right here. The chair wanted to say something, so I might as well let it. Dr. Cosby, right? So we all grew up on Dr. Cosby. If you're my age, especially, you grew up on Dr. Cosby. I'm 32 years old. I would have been when Cosby Show was in its first few seasons. I would have been a little bit too young to understand fully what was going on, but I would have been able to see it. For me, the Cosby Show affected my life when I was 16, 14, 15, 16, when they was doing the reruns, when they was playing it on different channels. I think it was TV Land when TV Land was just coming on. I remember this. I had this weird obsession with TV and what I would look at when I was when I was a teenage. Right? So I would come home and I would do my homework, and while I was doing my homework, I remember I would be watching the Dukes of Hazzard, right? Watching the Duke Boys. And then after the homework was done, I would be watching I would look at the Cosby Show. And then I would watch like 30 minutes of the Simpsons Show. Then I'd be out for the night. I'd go out, not for the night, but go out and play with my friends or whatever. And I would come on after I shower and eat dinner and everything. I would watch the Rugrats and the show called Doug. Right? That was my TV when I was coming up. My mom was very careful on sheltering me from what to watch. When I get into talking about the main topic today, will be you'll understand more of what I mean by I was sheltered. So the Cosby Show played a big role in my life. I was one of those that really was affected by the Cosby Show. To be honest with you, I was unfortunate to have been raised by a single mother, but I was fortunate to be around a lot of men that was married, and they was married to the same woman for a long time. And then I seen that with Cosby, right? Growing up, like I wanted my wife to be like a lawyer, or my wife to be like a doctor or something important, and I want, of course, to be something important, right? Just that image of that family and everything, and a lot of my conservative, and I'm not a conservative, but I'm saying my conservative views, because you can't live a life that way. You will just have conservative views and not have some liberal views. So I'm speaking a little too fast. Liberal views. So we can't. So I have a based on a lot of my views are based on conservative views, and not conservatism, right? Not that Republican nothing, but family is at the, but progress is important. Change, right? Change in technology. That's important. And then we do have ideas that, you know what, man. When the founders found this country, and the way they live, it was a one way. But something, the tax code, we should have been done looked at the tax code. Education. If you don't know, I did a blog about guns. How I feel about guns. I feel like if you love guns, you should have your right to have a gun. But for me, I don't feel like I should have a gun. As a Christian, I don't feel like I should have a gun. I grew up in a town very small where when I rode my granddad, I knew there was a shotgun in the back. Like that was, I had 2-piece shooters. That wasn't real. There was I wanted to be a little cowboy growing up in the country. I wanted to be a little cowboy. I had my cowboy boots, my hat, and my 2-piece shooters. They was fake, but still, I had them on. I was a little boy. That's where I was raised. So I understand the obsession with guns, and I understand the protecting power of guns. Right? Don't have a problem with that. There shouldn't be any bans on guns, to a certain extent. Now that's why I differ the conservatives. Like, maybe we should look at. I seen a handgun video of a handgun that shot off. I think it was, I don't know how many rounds. So many rounds in 5 minutes or something like that. So many rounds in so many minutes. And this handgun had been upgraded so much that it looked like a rifle or something. Like, and I'm saying to myself, do we need that? Do we need the high-powered guns, right? The guns that destroy. Do we need those? Now, I'm not listen. There are some assault rifles that we can't. You know what I mean? Obviously, we can't. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get rid of. But think about this though. What level of a gun should we say okay is okay? And we need to look at that. We really need to look at that. All these shootings and things are going on. We really need to look at that. And for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I've got off on subject for a little bit because I want to get back into Cosby. But for me, I want to be able to have conversation with people, and I want to be able to create peace. As Christians, that's what we do. That's what we call to do is create peace. Bless. I'm just walking in. Now I understand if you say, okay, I want to protect my family from being raped. Obviously, you want to protect. Ain't a physical I shoot and kill them. I got something they want. They dead. The next person that back to the people. So, I digress big time, and I don't know how I got here. See, I was talking about my conservative views as well as having liberal views. Anyway, so let's get back to college. So Cosby played a big part in my life, and to see all the claim that was going against Cosby, kind of hurted me a little, not a lot. I've already had that one eye opening ish event where people who I thought was like these really good purple people high mighty that's big time, that's doing it big and everything. I already had that, kind of like when what's the pastor name, the big swole pastor that got caught with them boys or whatever. I can't think, down in Atlanta, I can't think of his name, but you know who I'm talking about. When he got caught and everything and all that went down. That's what really opened my eyes and I started seeing things. So Cosby having this happen to Cosby really wasn't like something that was a shock to me or something that really hurted me. It was something that made me think two things. Um, why now? That was one of the questions that I asked myself. Why now? And why not then when he could have been persecuted? Or why wasn't he persecuted? Is money that powerful if he done these things? Right? That was some of the first thoughts I had. The second thought I had was, okay, is this man innocent because of you coming so late? Is this something that you're trying to do? What is he trying to do and people are trying to stop him from doing? Right? That was my second thought. And now just got word he's suing nine of the people, and one of the ladies that said that her name's something Johnson, and I had this story up, but my technology is just crazy right now. But she came out and said that he didn't, that she lied on him, right? So we had a high profile person that was coming against him, that was suing him, or that's trying to prosecute him, came out and said she lied. For me, now I can't trust none of them, right? I can't trust none of them. Now I'm not saying, but listen, see, here's the deal. One made me say, okay, I can't trust Cosby. So if one made me not trust Cosby, then one is gonna make me not trust the whole thing, not trust the rest of it. Like I want proof. I'm in America where I want proof, right? But if this man is innocent, this is scary because we have given certain people in our culture too much power. If women can say this man raped me and everything stopped, that's powerful. And if men had the power to rape a woman and she can't say nothing, that's powerful too. We don't need a balance of she can't say nothing when she have been raped, and we don't need a balance of she said something that she been raped and he's innocent. We don't need that. We don't need neither one of them. We need a balance of, okay, we need to know what's gonna happen. That's one of the best things about America is the fact that we can be innocent to proven guilty. Beverly Johnson, former manager, said she lied about Bill Cosby's sexual assault accusations. That's huge. That's enormously huge. And now that she lied, nothing happened to her. Crazy. Now he's going after nine people, and I kind of want to see what the end gonna be. I kind of want to see the end game with this because I just don't believe we're in that America. I just can't believe we're in that America. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? To be honest with you. So if all these ladies came out and said that they had some what you call it with COVID, it's something going on, right? To the bare minimum, he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to do with someone that wasn't his wife. And the reason why this story is relevant to me because, like I said, he was important in my coming up, and then he was also supposed to be Christian. Like he claimed Christ, he claimed Christianity. That's the biggest thing about this. He claimed Christianity. Now, he's not the first person that has cheated on his wife. He's not the first Christian that cheated on his wife. And he won't be the last. He's not the first one to be said that he raped someone. He won't be the last. But we have to look at stuff like this and really hold people in prayer. And listen, man, if something did happen with them women, I just feel bad. I feel bad for them. I feel bad. I feel bad. Like I really pray for them. But if something happened where they were okay with it, and then now it's an issue, I would feel bad for him. So I don't want to get too deep into that story, but that's my little bit on the hot topics, and we're gonna close out the hot topics with that. And we're gonna get into the topic. I'm gonna take a drink of juice and let the seat talk to you. I'm drinking apple juice right now because that was the only thing I had cold in my refrigerator. I got water, but it ain't cold. All right, so let's get into this, right? So early in my life, TV played a huge role, right? Cause I'm 80s baby. When TV was getting good, when TV was coming part of American culture. I may have been a part of American culture, but it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more deeper a part of American culture. And my mom, like I was saying, my mom did a good job of sheltering me from things, right? I remember a couple years ago, I still haven't seen all of the Star Wars. I only seen the first one, and the only reason why I seen the first one is because about a month ago, my friend invited me over to have a sit down, and we were gonna look at all three. I was so busy, but I had already promised him, so I went over and we had a sit down, and I remember falling asleep on the movie, not because the movie wasn't good, because I just had so much going on. And as of late, that's been my relationship with TV. I had so much going on that I just didn't have time to watch it. Now, to be honest with you, I've always had the ability, or always had somewhat of the ability to pick out things that I would like to watch that was more better than what was out there. For the longest time, I watched cartoon TV shows simply just because they was better than some of the other stuff that was out there. Coming up, I didn't have the chance to see a lot of things. I've never seen any of the rainbows. I think I might have seen one, a bit of one. I don't remember. But I can't tell you anything what Rainbow is about. I think I've seen the Rocky series, a couple of them, when I was on TV when I got grown. Right? So it was a lot of stuff that I just couldn't see. Plus the TV shows that my mom liked and what wanted to watch was Western. So I came up watching a lot of Westerns. For a long time, I was like, dude, I would put on me a Western, a cold Western or a cold Kung Fu flick, and that was good. That's how with a lot of TV. And and I would watch TV. I started seeing different movies that I couldn't see, or I didn't see when I was young. Basically, the fourth one, the Batman. Actually, the first Batman that came out was the second. She was the older one, and she would, guide us and everything on that. So I've seen the more freedom, and it's different, right? So I'm attracted to shows like Flash, to watch the shows, and now that I'm trying to keep up with them, I'm seeing this is evil. A lot of stuff is evil. So I was preparing for the show, and I knew I wanted to talk at some point about movies and TV shows and all this, and because I do have Netflix, and I'm a big Netflix fan because they have a huge section of Christian or religious video movies. So I've been watching a lot of those, and I said, you know what? Since I watch a lot of the Netflix movies, maybe I should start doing reviews or something like that. So I've been thinking about it, like doing some kind of Netflix review on Christian movies. And then I found about Perflix. So I'm thinking like, okay, now I definitely can do it with Perflix. All these movies out there. So I got introduced today to a show called, and I believe it was a book from the 50s, and the show called Childhood Ends, right? And the show, I watched the first two episodes. I wanted to talk about this idea of being set to worship the enemy in this podcast. So I watched the show, and the first episode, and this is a sci-fi show. And the first episode had where aliens came from outer. We assume it's aliens coming from the sky. This happened in 2016. We assume that aliens coming in the world from the sky, and it just sit there and nothing's happening, but everything around them is getting better, right? Like the Earth is healing, right? And then this former, he get called up into the alien spaceship. And when he gets into the alien spaceship, it's set up to be the same exact room he had his honeymoon on with his wife that passed, with his wife that was deceased. And I ain't gonna be able to explain this to you that that great in details because I just don't care to. But you get the gist of what I'm saying when I explain it to you this way. So, and it's on. Go check it out. It's a sci-fi series, and it's called Childhood Ends. Childhood Ends. Childhood Ends. And so he's in this room and everything, and he's talking to somebody behind this mirror where he can't see, right? And he's telling, and the dude is the person that was behind the mirror is Karen. So I think his name is Karen or whatever. And he's telling him that the people need to do this to find peace. The people. So he's bringing peace, right? He's trying to make the world have peace and everything. He's telling them to do this to clean their foods and the water area and everything, and eventually do it, and to disband the armies and everything, so it can have world peace. And they achieved. He did that and told the governments to do this, and there was peace. Like even Israel and everything in the Middle East was peaceful, right? So this is happening now. The people has done everything he said, but they're skeptical. They're like, we don't want nobody that we can't see. You know, he didn't want to show, the alien didn't want to show himself because he just felt that people wasn't ready. And so they were like, we want to, everything is cured, everything. And he told them the day he was going to reveal himself. And they built a big stadium and everything for him to allow them. So as the bottom man to walk out, he says, send the children. So he sent two children, ran up to go get him. And they ran into this light, up the stairs into the ship, but the ship was full of light. And they walk him out. And guess who walks out? The picture that we know of the devil. Right? The whole wool, the whole everything, the red, all red, just the picture of the devil walks out. That's who was their savior. That's who saved them, was the devil. Right? Now we got, if you can't see that set up for us to worship the devil, I don't know what else is. I don't know what else will. But now we look at some of the TV shows, right? Let's take this show Arrow. A hero who wants to save his city but go around killing people and doing grimy stuff, but good come from it. Right? Our hero is evil, right? But good. Then we go to shows like Agent of Shield, who has a strong, good hero lead, and he have a moment of, okay, I don't want to be a hero anymore. You hurt my feelings. You took the lady I love, and now I'm gonna kill you. And he goes and kill a person, right? Just a person that was not a threat, that was actually in handcuffs and killed. Innocence. We're seeing the innocence of our hero. I remember Superman, and Superman was a strong hero figure, and he was just a good person, a good dude, and noble and everything, and was fighting for people. But that's where it started. Superman was an alien. He was our first alien savior. We fast forward to now, with this whole childhood ends, and the savior ended up being the devil. Over time, TV has been taking us there. TV has been getting us ready for this worship of the devil. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, the way the story played out, man, you can tell a lot of stuff in the story was stolen from the Bible. I'm trying my best to tell you enough, so I want you to be able to see it for yourself and be able to be aware and know what's coming. And what's coming is this leader who there's gonna be a leader. He comes in to heal everything and bring peace, right? Everything is so good. And then there's destruction after that. And that's the part we need to be ready for. We have to be ready for the destruction. We have to be ready to not to be deceived. Because the first half is going to be cool. Some people will say that they're going to make it to be like it's Jesus. Like it's what we've been looking for. It's what we've been wanting. And when he comes, it's going to be so easy to give yourself to him. Right? Because that's what the mark of the beast is that we give ourselves to him. We give ourselves to this system. We give ourselves to this, and we marked by him because we are for him. The Hebrew boys, they didn't say, okay, we're gonna bow one knee, or we're gonna bow our head, we're gonna bow our knee, but we're gonna bow our head. No, they said we're not gonna bow anything. Put us in the fire. They said we're gonna live counter to you. Out recently, Dr. Ken Hovind said that he believed if you take the mark of the beast, you can be saved. And then also, what is his name? I forget the pastor. He's very, very good pastor. I can't think of his name, but he recently said as well that if you take the mark of the beast, you still can be saved. Here's the problem I have with that. When you take that mark of the beast, you are saying that you are worshiping the devil. You are worshiping the beast. You cannot take that mark and not worship the beast. See, the Bible tells us that he's going to call us to worship an image, and that image is going to come to life. Daniel and the Hebrew boys had to worship an image. The only thing, the image didn't come to life. But this time the image is going to come to life. And I guarantee it's the same image that we're going to be worshiping, they're going to be worshiping. I rebuke that in my name of Jesus. That they're going to be worshiping. Back then, they're going to be worshiping it now. When is that time? So I don't believe that we can take the mark and be saved. Because we cannot worship two masters. We're going to love one and hate the other. There's no way you can do that. And taking the mark of the beast, you're going to be worshiping two masters. Right? That's basically what it is. It's worship. It's probably going to be a physical mark. But having that mark, you're going to have to worship. You can't get that mark without worshiping the beast or the image or whatever that is going to be called for you to worship. I'm wondering, is there a level of people being deceived now? Right? A spirit is going ahead and deceiving people now. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't question whether Dr. Ken Hovind. God, I'm not gonna question whether he's a Christian or not because of what he said. The most understanding he said, I don't know. He said he wanted. I'm not gonna do it. That's not no. So for me, I cannot get the mark of the beast and get to heaven. The only thing that's gonna get me to heaven is Christ, and I have to be marked by Christ. Like really, but that's what we're not getting is that we have to be marked by Christ, and this mark comes through the Holy Spirit. If there's a day where I cannot buy or sell unless I have the number of the beast, I'm talking about on me. I'm good. I'm good. If I have to take a mark, because the Bible says it's going to be in your forehead or your right hand. If I have to take anything that's in my forehead and my right hand, I'm good. If they say, well, this is going to cure you, you got diabetes, this is going to cure you to 100%, give me death. Right? You got cancer, you're going to die in 2 days, but this can cure you. Give me death. In 2 days, I want my funeral, burn my body. That's the heart we got to have. I'm not going to bow down to no man or no thing other than Christ. Every knee is going to bow, and I don't want to rebow. I don't want to be going to Christ as a rebow, right? Because I'm bowed right now. My heart is bowed right now for Christ. I am already bowed for Christ right now. I don't want to get up and down and bow down again. I just don't want to do it. But if we are careful, TV is teaching us this. TV is taking us this way. TV is taking us to a place where we're going to be bowing down to this antichrist or to the system or to this beast. I don't want to do it. Right? They're teaching that we need these things. We need the aliens to come from the sky to help us. Right? God is. Matter of fact, in part of the movie said, in the second episode, part said that God only brought us disease, and then we cured those diseases, and He gave us more diseases. Only thing God has been doing is just keeping us back, getting in the way. That's what it said. That's what it said. Like we have in these movies, they have taken God and separated from His creation. Right? The earth is not God's. The Bible tells us that the earth and the fullness of is belongs to God. No, but they said no. God is just hurting the earth. He's in the way. He's the reason why the earth is not getting better. That's where we are, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful. One of the things that I'm also seeing with a lot of these shows is no religion. Are people losing their religion? Religion is being attacked in a lot of these shows. Listen, you're gonna have to have faith in something. We were built to believe in something. We're built to have faith in something. That's why there's all these different religions. What man did was came out and said, okay, I gotta believe in something, but I want to believe in what I want to believe in. So I made this. Oh, I like Christianity, but how about this? How about we take this and get rid of this right here, this part of Christianity, and add this? It's a perfect religion. This is what I worship. Let's call it this. How about this? You do it that way, and then keep it, and we're gonna keep that out of it, and I'm gonna take a little bit of this out of it, but I like what you did with it, and I'm gonna add this right here to it, and this is my religion. I'm gonna call it this. That's what men have done. And then the enemy throughout the years had one plan, and one plan only was to make the creation worship him. So he's thrown so many religions out there. Worship me this way, worship me that way. Worship me like this, worship me like that. And many people have picked this up. What I'm saying is, we have to be careful what we're watching, but it's going to lead us away from our Lord. It's going to lead us to worship different things. It's going to lead us to worship the beast. It's going to get us ready for worship His image. Another thing they're doing in a lot of these religious movies and shows is they are taking things from the Bible and literally just really like just taking them and just misquoting them and taking them and retelling them in a way that's demonic. Have y'all seen the movie with Noah what is it, Kings we were kings kings of Egypt kings or whatever. It just made with Noah, but no, I'm sorry, not by Noah, but by Moses. Um, what's the name of that movie, man? It starred Christian Bale, the guy that started in Batman. It starred him. They took the story of Moses and literally made Moses evil. The Bible tells us that Moses was a righteous man. Moses was a righteous man that who knew who he was. And they made Moses this evil. He was going around killing people just because he could. And they made the Pharaoh, like, they made you feel so bad for the, like, I felt so bad for the Pharaoh. I was like, no, man, they doing the Pharaoh wrong. He ain't trying to keep them as slaves. He just trying to do what's best for the people. That's how they portray the Pharaoh. Like, you start to feel bad, but then you realize this movie was made by atheists, and it wasn't for Christians, it was for atheists. It was made by atheists for atheists. The same thing happened with the movie with the movie Noah, Gods and Kings. That's what I think it was. Gods and Kings. But the movie Noah, they made Noah like this dude. Like everything needs to die. There needs to be no life. Everything needs to go. Everything needs to go. They made Noah so evil. So. I think I'm not sitting up here and saying that watching movies and these shows in itself is wrong. But you have to be careful what you watch. You got to be careful of what you let in your house. You got to be careful of the things that you let your kids see. I was looking at TV with the kids this weekend, and there was a commercial for this movie, and the movie was singing a song called "The Good Is the New Bad." How bad is the new good? Good is the new is bad is the new good. Good is the new bad. Do something bad and it's called something good. Like this is what they're feeding our kids in Disney Channel, man. I stopped the kids from watching the Disney Channel. No more Disney Channel in my house. This is what's going on. This is what's going on TV, and we send back and we say nothing about it. And our kids are doing this. Don't get me started in video games. Don't get me started in video games and the thing that they're playing in video games. This is a whole nother topic. Everything in video games seems like it's evil. Right? These games about war, these games about aliens, fighting monsters and all that's our culture. That's our culture. And as I'm talking to you guys about this right now, I'm realizing that our culture is worshiping these evil things. And we got a culture that worships evil. The light is dying. Be honest with you, I play video games, right? I play video games. It's either football, basketball, golf. I do play a little Minecraft with the kids, but that's about it. That's about it. I play some racing and sport games without killing and all that. I do those, but because I play the good game doesn't mean there are bad games out there. Because I watch the good shows, they don't mean there's bad shows out there, right? It's crazy. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast. I'm sorry I didn't make it. I wanted to do it a little longer today, but I ended up doing it so late. The kids is home and I gotta go tend to them, so I can only give y'all like an hour today. But tomorrow I'm gonna try to get it done before the kids even get here. It's been early release for the next 2 days, today and yesterday, tomorrow. So, I pray that you guys realize what's going on TV. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. And then not just TV, books and movies. I mean, movies, books, TV shows, on TV, video games, all this stuff. Our culture, music. I can have a whole our conversation about music, right? I can have a whole conversation about music. So it is what it is. We just gotta be watchful, man, and understand that if I give you something to look at, please just take a look at. Understand that it's from the standpoint of I'm trying to point something out to you. You can use that as a way of ministry. The late show with Third Movement. I had a good time with you guys today. Tomorrow, I can't wait for the show. And everything. And we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. We're gonna get into some current events. We're gonna get into some hot topics. And listen, if you make a good glass of Kool-Aid, or if you make a good pitch of Kool-Aid, understand that you may not be the only one can make Kool-Aid. Don't be going shooting up people's. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And go over to Facebook and YouTube at Third Movement. We're working on the website right now. Third Movement at WordPress.com. It's free, so we're gonna rock with the free one for a while. And you guys have a good night and God bless. And Chao said goodbye.